is up, my dudes? It is Friday, May 6th, and today I'm doing my first ever film review. Seeing how this goes, seeing if people like it, seeing if you guys hate it, I don't know. We'll just kind of play it as we go along. I was trying to think of a good movie to start with, and last night I went to the premiere of Multiverse of Madness, and I was like, this is the perfect fucking film to start with, so let's just get it going. This is my third attempt. First time I got maybe like 10 minutes in and forgot to hit record. I've never filmed on my actual camera. And second time around, I wasn't doing audio. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I have this little voice recorder thing. I'm gonna try and go with that. And I will see how the camera audio goes. But I wasn't taking audio, and so that was a lot of fun. Sorry, I bit the shit out of the inside of my lip. So let's just fucking get it going. You know how my reviews go. It's all just, I feel like everything is just trial and error, so let's just fucking get it started and see where this takes us. First of all, I just want to say that I feel the perfect way to describe this movie is just a Sam Raimi wet dream. If you enjoy Sam Raimi, if you enjoyed the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, you'll fucking love it. I promise. It had so many elements that you could just compare to the original Spider-Man movies. Oh, sorry, again, no spoilers on this. I'm not spoiling shit. I'm not about that. Maybe later I'll do one after it's been out for a minute, but right now I'm just kind of going over it, my thoughts on it. I'm not spoiling anything. In the beginning, there's this really cool fight scene, and man, if you were to just take that and compare it with, I would say, the train fight and like that whole fight with Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, it's like the perfect comparison. Take that and imagine it as a Doctor Strange movie, and that's what you get. There's just, I feel like the first half of Multiverse of Madness was just paying so much homage to Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. It was, and ironically, I think it came out the day after the 15-year anniversary of Spider-Man 3, which is insane to think about. But it was fucking beautiful, man. The way the shots are done, there's these, it feels like a comic book movie. Not just like a superhero movie, but it feels like something based straight out of the comics. I don't know if you guys remember in the very first Spider-Man when, you know, Peter's designing his costume before he goes up against Bonesaw. There's the little montage, right? He's drawing, and then behind him you see all the different designs he's coming up with. There's some cool shit like this in this movie too, where there's just, I'm not gonna say what's going on, but it's the exact same editing style, the same type of shit. And of course, fucking, the whole movie I was like, Danny Elfman has to have scored this. There's no way he didn't, which of course he did. Which just gives it that same feel, man. Just nostalgia is what it is. It just feels fucking incredible. But there's just so many elements of the original Spider-Man just put into this, which is funny because I don't remember if it was Spider-Man 1 or 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 when they're trying to come up with a name for Doc Ock, and JJ and the guy working at the Daily Bugle says, "What about Doctor Strange?" And then JJ's like, "Yeah, but it's taken." That's what I was thinking. The whole movie was just, okay, that scene. I would imagine the way it's shot is that Doctor Strange in that universe that they're referring to. It's just an excellently shot movie, in my opinion. It's just fucking phenomenal. So basically, I won't say what's going on, but Doctor Strange runs into America Chavez, which is, it's the same kind of dynamic that he holds with Peter in No Way Home, which I like it because it kind of gives you this different side to Doctor Strange where you can tell, like, he doesn't like kids, but he has a soft spot and he's trying to help them. I can't really give anything away about her without giving a ton away about the movie. So basically, he's helping her out with stuff. That's all I can say. The same way he was trying to help Peter in No Way Home, he's trying to help America in this one. And the dynamic is just great. Like, they really play off of each other. Like, it's really good acting. It's really fun. And it's kind of the way that Strange interacts with Peter in No Way Home. Like, I forget what they're talking about, but there's a scene where she calls him Steven, And then my girlfriend like leaned in and whispered to me, and she was just like, "Oh my God, what was the line from No Way Home, where he tells Peter that it's okay to call him Steven, and then he's like, okay, thanks, Steven, and then he goes, okay, that's a little strange. No, like, you know, it has that same vibe. It's just really fun. One of my favorite things about the entire movie though that I took out of it was, and when you go see it, really pay attention to it. It's probably like, there's a certain scene, you'll know what's going on. Everything's kind of building up. There's this fight that's about to happen. It felt like I was watching an actual theatrical play. Just the way everything was going, the way it was shot, just the way the acting's going, the way that the shots are coming in, and the way it ends. It's like this whole culmination, and it felt like I was watching an actual play, and the way it ends. I'm not saying, you know, you guys won't know what I'm talking, but not the way it ends, but the way I feel like this whole portion of the movie ends is with a certain character kind of doing this motion as this massive, beautiful white light is behind them and just kind of like starts blaring and just shines so bright and takes over the screen. And it's happening right as the music is building up, and then it stops. And right when that happens, I just kind of felt like, oh shit, like, I legit felt like I was just watching a play. And like, you know, one act of the play had just ended. And it was beautiful. It was amazing. And really, this movie puts in so much, dude. It's not just like this superhero action movie. It's pretty fucking dark, dude. I won't even lie. Like, even for, not just for a Marvel movie, I meant in general. It's honestly, it's a superhero movie. It's almost a horror comedy. There's some really dark shit that goes on, but you know, like Marvel, they always kind of maintain that humor, and it's just a fun watch. But it's also, I won't say gory, as you don't really see. Actually, no, you do. Never mind. There's some gory fucking deaths in this movie, dude. Like, my girlfriend and I were talking, and we were like, hey, like, we wanted to bring her daughter to see it next time. But, you know, there were some scenes going on where we just whispered to each other, and we were like, yeah, that's actually a little, maybe we'll put a hold on that, because that's actually pretty fucking dark for a child to watch. People are fucking slaughtered in this movie. Like, not really gory, you know, considering the rating, which it totally could have been, but just some of the deaths and the way things are implemented, or the way things are suggested and the way they happen, your mind does all the work for you. You know what I mean? There are some deaths in this that you're just, I could see people in the theater just turning to look at each other and being like, holy fuck, is this really happening? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, people are getting slaughtered left and right. It's insane. And on top of that, like, as all this is going on, I'm sure people, you all have your predictions as to cameos, right? Who might be in it, who might not be in it. I had a million guesses. I thought X person was going to be in it, Y person was going to be in it. You know, I had all these thoughts where maybe like 2 or 3 of them, you know, kind of were shown. But I promise, on everything, there is one cameo in this movie that I could pay you, your life could depend on it. You could not predict this cameo if your life fucking depended on it. Like, it happened, and it was just one of those things where, like, I could not stop smiling. Total side note, I'm on Accutane right now for my acne, so, like, I'm drying the fuck up. The reason this is split right now also, not just biting it, is because when this cameo happened, I smiled and laughed so hard that I just, like, split my lip open, but I didn't even care. The whole theater just got up and cheered the fuck out of the movie with this cameo. It's fucking incredible, and I know when you guys see it, I don't comment it yet, because I know people haven't seen it yet, but if you had the same reaction I did, after you see it, I just want you to comment, holy shit. Just so I know that you guys felt the same way about this cameo as I did. Visually, the movie was fucking incredible. And not just that, like, as far as it visually, it was very pleasing, and it was just a fucking excellently made film. The acting was like, again, you know, with Marvel movies, you have the action. Of course, you have great actors, but man, when you have Elizabeth Olsen and Wimbledon tennis match interacting, like it's good. The way that they go off each other, there's very serious scenes in this movie. It's one of the more serious Marvel films. I'll be completely honest, it's probably my top 10 now. Not top 10, top 5 of like all Marvel movies ever. It's just such a beautiful film, and the way that the actors go off each other, the chemistry's there. The story is very compelling. You know, you're really invested. The only complaint I have is, and I was kind of saying this again to my girlfriend as we were watching it, as it was nearing the end. It's kind of getting to the resolve, and the way everything kind of goes down as it all finally starts settling down. I won't ruin anything. It was still good. I enjoy how they did it, but anytime Nicole and I watch a movie, I have to work in at some point and say they're gonna win through the power of friendship, and she hates it because I say it in every movie. There's been a handful where that's basically how it ends, and I don't want to say that's how things resolve in Multiverse of Madness, but there is like one scene where I don't feel I was let down. I just don't feel like it was what I was expecting. Which again, whenever we can all expect shit in movies, it's not always gonna turn out how we want it. But that was the first thing that came to my mind when it happened. Is I was just like, oh, through the power of friendship. But aside from that, though, it was excellent. Oh my god, as every Marvel movie, it fucking just opens the door to so much more that's gonna be happening. I know Kevin Feige, is that his name? God, I'm a fake fan. How I read that him and all these writers are basically out on a retreat right now to come up with the next 10 years of Marvel. I'm in for it, bro. I'm in it. I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to another 10, 15, 20 years of Marvel. People hate, but I grew up reading these comic books, watching the cartoons, and every year I just watched all these characters I loved as a kid coming to life. And I love everything about it. Like, there's no complaints for me where I'm like, oh my god, another 4 or 5 Marvel movies this year. I don't care. Like, I really don't care. It's my favorite heroes and characters coming to the big screen, coming to life, and seeing my girlfriend's daughter love it, seeing my god kids start loving it. You know what I mean? Seeing people in my family who, you know, just aren't necessarily like the comic book types. They might not read the comics, but they're fully invested in the MCU as far as films. And that gets me excited because it's like, okay, maybe they don't read the comics, but like they're excited for all these movies I'm excited for. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me really happy knowing that people who wouldn't normally experience this or be invested in this are all getting invested in it. And this clearly just opens the door for so much. And I swear on everything, I'm making it my goal somehow, one way or another. I'm just putting it out there. I'm going to be cast in the MCU as one of the main superheroes. I don't know how it's going to happen, but whatever. You know, I'm going to upload this, put that out there. It'll happen one day. That's what I'm gonna be shooting for. But anyway, so back to the review. My ADD kicks in, and it was just such a great movie. As I was saying before, like, it's definitely not your typical Marvel movie. It's a lot darker, grittier. I remember, like, at one point, like, in my mind, it was just like, this isn't your mom's superhero movie, that cliche, you know? But it's not. Now, don't go into it expecting just, like, some basic cliche Marvel movie. It's got its different elements that I'm completely in love with. I'm going to go watch it again later this week. Get a little more out of it. I know there's a ton of Easter eggs I probably missed. Benedict Wong is in it, who is just such a wholesome person and actor. He's just such a wholesome human, and I love him as the Sorcerer Supreme. Anytime he talks, like, if people were talking in the theater, I just wanted to be like, shut the fuck up. Like, show the man some respect. He's the fucking Sorcerer Supreme. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a wholesome actor. And he always brings in his little thing into every movie. Just kind of, it's like, he's wise, he's this instructor, he's this teacher and master, but he's also, he's just this teacher, instructor, master, sorcerer, but also like very wise and humble, and like you want to hear what he says, you know. But he's also really funny. Like he adds an element of comedy to every MCU movie he's in. So like he does a great job. And again, I want to say more about oh my god, completely forgot her name. The girl that plays America Chavez. But I feel like you can't talk too much about her without giving away too much of the movie. Like if I were to say some things, a lot of people would just be able to figure it out and be like, oh, that's what's happening. So I can't say too much, but she did a great job also. And not only that, but where she ends up in the movie, it's just, I feel like it's a perfect way to bring her in and then just kind of leave us hanging a little bit with, oh, okay, like this is where she's at, and then just opens the door to more potential and more things that they're going to do most likely. And they leave her in a really good spot, which I feel is going to open her up to a lot more and just have her involved with a lot more things. Overall, I had a fantastic time. I had a great time, man. I laughed. There were a couple scenes I cried. I feel like I've cried in almost every Marvel movie just out of sheer just happiness. There were some jump scares. Like I said, man, like there is some shit in this movie you will not expect, but it's top tier, I promise. It's fucking excellent. There's two post-credit scenes. One mid-credit, and it introduces somebody. That's all I'm saying. And just, you already know there's going to be so much more and so many more Marvel movies because of that. And there's one post-credit that is maybe 10 seconds long. And for this one, I'd say, like, unless you're like, it's nothing crazy. I know it was like half and half. When it ended, I feel like if you know the significance of this actor and you know the significance of his role, then when it's done, you'll get a good laugh because you'll just be like, oh my god, haha. But I know the theater was kind of split when it was done. I laughed, like there's like a group of us that laughed like in our row, but I also heard a ton of people in the theater like, what the fuck? Ugh, like they were annoyed by it. So it's all on you, and if you want to stay for that, I recommend it. I thought it was a good little Easter egg there. Overall, I give it a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10 to be honest. I think it was excellent. There's just a few parts I feel where, like I was saying earlier, like they didn't really stick the landing as much as I wanted, but it was nothing where, it wasn't one of those movies though where it builds up the entire movie and then it's the very last scene where you're just like, what the fuck, man? It was nothing like that. There's just a few scenes where I was like, okay, like I was saying, my expectations, right? My personal opinion and expectations, where I was like, all right, like, that's not where I was thinking it was going to go, but I get it. I respect it. But overall, it was fun, man. It was a great movie. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 stranges right here. Honestly, like some of the worst reviews I've seen for this movie are that it's too much Sam Raimi. I love Sam Raimi. I love the original trilogy. Fuck me, right? So if you love that and you want just like a very like comic book type, it wasn't as much a superhero movie as much as it was a comic book movie, if that makes sense. It was great. It was phenomenal. 9 out of 10. And I hope you guys watch it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you watch it multiple times because I know I'm going to. And I know some snobs are going to be like, a 9 out of 10, really? Have you seen The Lighthouse? Have you seen No Country for Old Men? I'm like, yes, I fucking have. Some of my favorite movies of all time. But those movies were clearly made to win awards, so they're in their own separate 9 out of 10 category. And this was made for us to have fun, to enjoy, to forget all the bullshit happening in the world right now, and have a good time, which I did. I had a phenomenal time. So therefore, 9 out of 10. It's fucking fantastic. But anyway, that's my review for this. Oh, kind of nervous to get this into my computer and start editing it, because it's my first review, trial and error. That's how everything works. That's how everything starts out. But hey, if you guys enjoyed it, as always, leave me a like. Tell me what you liked about it. Tell me some movies you want me to review, because again, movies and film are two things I'm going to start reviewing. Or I'm going to start reviewing more films as well. Start uploading music soon. So tell me some films you want me to check out. Some shows you want me to check out. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I missed, man. I'm just trying to catch up on everything. I have more time now, finally. So yeah, leave me a comment. Tell me what you liked about it. More things to check out. If you've seen it already, please don't spoil anything, but let me know what you thought about the movie. I'd love to hear about it. Follow me on this shit. We can talk about it on there, so we can talk about spoilers, not ruin it for other people, because if you ruin things, you're a fucking dick. Yeah, there's that. And if you didn't like it, by all means, leave me a dislike. Leave me a hate comment. Tell me you hate it. Tell me it sucked. Whatever. I mean, I'm only going to use it to get better. And I appreciate your guys' time. If you sat through the whole thing, I'm going to shut the fuck up, because as always, I don't know how to end these. I always just babble on, which I'm doing right now. I'm going to shut the fuck up. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. I will see you next week. 100%. More shit coming. I'm shutting the fuck up. Have a good one. I love you. Bye.